So let's just talk about your post. Let's just start from the beginning. What was the inspiration for writing this?
I talked to, uh, I actually talked to one of my close friends a while back, and she was telling me about her relationship with her kid's father.
Okay.
And she explained to me that she felt like she had put so much of herself out there for him, and all of a sudden she started not getting the same thing in return from him. And the more she talked about it, the more I thought about the situations that I had been in where I put so much of myself into people and I didn't get anything in return. Or I did get stuff in return, but it wasn't the same amount that I put out to people.
Yeah.
Friends and family members, putting myself on the line. Like, for instance, my close friend that I had been with since I've known since fourth grade, me and him started hanging out together.
Hmm.
I went to the trouble of getting him a job where I worked at. I went to the length of picking him up every day and not even asking for gas money from him. Um, Started spending my time with him, and then all of a sudden I started noticing that I was putting energy into someone that wasn't appreciative of it. And for that, I started doing some serious drugs behind it along with him, just so I could fit in or just to, get that time. And then I noticed, the more drugs I did with him, the more I started to see that I was being used.
Hmm.
And I was wasting my time. I was messing up my funds. I was not focusing on myself, and I wasn't saving anything for myself.
Yeah.
That was not only with my energy and my emotions and stuff. It was right along with my money too,
Yeah. Your
because I
friend's
should have been.
behind you. You need to get him to leave. Yeah. This is not. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay.
he was.
Go ahead.
I just realized that all that energy and time I wasted along with them, it could have been went to me saving money to get myself a new car,
Hmm.
fix the car I already had, have hell even buy clothes for my fucking self.
Yeah.
But because I had wasted so much of my energy and time dealing with him, because he was my friend, I kind of just had to, back away from him and, just understand that, I deserve, I deserve the same amount that I put
Yeah.
out, and for him, I should get that back in return from him.
Yeah. And I was just thinking in that same thing is that a lot of people who are basically getting used by people. I mean, don't realize that they deserve more. I think that's where it comes down to that they haven't learned to expect more from their people. The people who are in their lives because that's what they've always gotten. And they need a friend or someone to tell them, "Hey, you deserve more than what you're getting."
Right.
Because if that's your entire experience in your entire life, you may not even know that you deserve more. You just think that's the way life is. But I think that's
Because you're so caught up in wanting to keep those people around you happy, and you don't want to, you want to keep them appeased. You don't
mhm,
want to mess up, that bond you have with them because you decide to put your foot down.
right.
And a lot of times when you put your foot down on people that you know and see and realize are taking full advantage of you, they get upset and make it seem like you're the problem when you're probably not. You just making a stand for what you starting to see and understand.
Yeah.
You're not gonna put up with that anymore.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a good point, and I think that was where I was. My mind was going was like knowing that you're enough that that sometimes you don't have to put so much energy into someone else that who you are right as you are just the way you are is enough that they need to step up to where you are.
Exactly.
So yeah, I really did like the post. You know, working on
Uh,
a couple of posts. Like
yeah.
what's been on your mind recently? Mm,
Well, first, let me talk about this dude at my job.
okay.
Okay, he's going through a lot. I won't get into depths of uh, what he's really going through, but to sum it up, he's trying to get a new apartment. He's trying to get into another apartment
Okay.
because he's roommate with folks that he don't want to be with.
Mhm.
And of course, if you're not roommate with quality people, then always gonna be some drama.
Yeah.
Now, I introduced him to a friend of ours that is the leasing agent at the place that I live,
Okay.
and the leasing agent came and talked to us. Well, talked to me and told me that, oh boys, he was like, your friend's driver license say 1972, but he wrote down 1982. He put what? He put 1978.
Oh, okay.
Now, he just had a birthday yesterday.
Okay.
He said he's 29. Now, if your driver license says 72, that means you're 42.
Yeah, that's true. Or yeah,
And the
or
way he
41.
looked,
Yeah.
and the way he looks, he doesn't look like he's 40. He doesn't look like he's 42, and he doesn't look like he's 29.
Yeah. It happens. I know a lot of people, especially like bigger guys. There's something about that, like just being plump, that makes you look younger.
Oh, but this the thing though.
Mm.
He's slim,
Mm.
and he wears his hair with so much with enough gel to supply an orgy. And his hair looks like melting plastic.
That's awful. Yeah, that's bad luck.
He's always talking about some dude that tried to holler at him at work
Yeah.
or looked at him like he was gonna try to get with him or some shit.
Yeah.
And I, for one, that kind of stuff, it kind of bothers me because he also has this little attitude,
Mm.
like he's because he's from LA,
Hmm.
he used to things.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You can be a little pretentious when you're from LA. This is
Yeah,
true.
and he is. He's all right, dude sometimes, but
Yeah. No doubt, LA is a great place, but it ain't all that. I mean, that's what's
no,
funny
it's
about it
not.
is, you know, LA reminds me a lot of Georgia, like, or not LA, but just California in general, especially Southern California. It reminds me a lot of Georgia, and you know, people wouldn't make that comparison, but I see it. It's just like instead of blacks, it's Mexicans. It's just the
Yeah,
same thing, you know. But
and he says, okay, his name is Shamar,
hmm
and he was on Making the Band. He was on
hmm
an episode. He was on a couple of episodes of Making the Band. I don't know what season,
right,
but he says he was on the show.
yeah, that's gonna blow up your head a lot too. It's like I was on TV once. Don't they know
Yeah,
that TV is dying? I mean, as a as a real. I mean, eventually it will die. It's not dying completely. Just like the radio never died, TV will never die, but it'll become irrelevant. I think people don't realize it now, but the internet's going to overtake television. As
and then another thing that's been on my mind was
hmm
why all these sissies at these jobs act like they just so fucking much? Why?
like, give me an example. What did they do?
Let me see. This one sissy has a CLK Mercedes.
Okay.
Great. All right. But you walk around and you flash your key. You always talk about you got to go to the Mercedes dealership, about your car. Nobody care about that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. They're basically conspicuous consumers then. Like
No.
they spend way too much money on a car and then they want to brag about it. So that's what gets me is that I think it's smarter to just get an economical car and then spend your money on something that matters instead of buying
Yeah,
some.
if I had a car, I would want a car that I can afford,
Exactly.
that is gas economical,
Yeah.
and I don't have to do too much to it, and it doesn't require a whole lot of expensive maintenance.
Exactly. That's the funny thing. Like you get some people who are super rich, they live in, they live up to what they want and no more. You know, they're not about conspicuous consumption. Consuming just blinging it out. It seems like a fucking waste of money. It is. It's just
It
like
is.
burning your money, and then you want to brag about it. Like, no, you're an idiot. You're basically spending money to improve your image among other people to make you feel better because you don't have any self-worth basically. So yeah, that's dumb. I'd spend my money on stuff that I actually want, stuff that actually makes me happy, not makes me feel better in the eyes of other people. But anyway, I guess whatever makes you happy, if it really does make them happy, whatever, they have to
Yeah.
tell people about it to make them happy. But fuck them.
Right. Right.
No, I'm looking forward to that. I hope you do it in your humorous style that you are famous for. So take it to them. I can't wait to read it. But let me get going. I got to check on my chicken. I got some chicken in the oven. But
Okay.
yeah, it was good talking to you. I'm glad you took the time to talk with us and do the videos. So
Sure. Sure.
all right,
Sure. I'll look for the group.
great. And we'll talk later.
All right, bro.
All right. Bye.
Bye.